What up guys, hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about delivering value to the marketplace through human resources here in Africa. I had a conversation recently with a genius relative of mine. He doesn't know he's a genius, but I do. He asked some really interesting questions. He said some things that made me really think and question a lot of things. He said, this country, for the most part, there are a lot of businesses here, they don't really value young talent. There's an abundance of young talent here in Zimbabwe. And most of the businesses, unfortunately, take that young talent for granted, which is why that young talent ends up in places like Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, US, UK. That's why Zimbabwe has a very large diaspora compared to the population. I would even estimate there are at least 1 million of us out there in the diaspora, at least 1 million. At least for the last 25 years that I've lived abroad, the trend has been, as soon as you graduate high school, the goal is getting out, going to college somewhere else, and then staying there. That's been a goal forever. 25 years. Can you imagine the amount of brain drain, the amount of brains that we've lost in the last 25 years, guys? So much brain power we've lost. So that's the bad news. We've lost a lot of brain power. And I'm responsible too, because I left 25 years ago I left. I am also part of that problem. The good news though is this. We're in 2025 now. The game has already changed completely. Let me explain to you why the game has already changed. The quality of life out there that we've been chasing in the West has become so unaffordable, so out of reach for a lot of us out there. The majority of us out there right now are starting to question everything. We're starting to see the cost of housing, especially in cities like London. It's impossible to get a house in London. It's impossible to get a house in a city like New York. It's impossible to get a house in a city like Sydney. Unless, of course, you came in early. Maybe you came in like 15 years ago, but now it's out of reach. And also when you look at things like inflation, cost of living, it's just outrageous. But when I compare that cost of living in the West, at least I'm speaking from my experience in the United States, from living in about 5 cities in the United States. The cost of living here in Zimbabwe is much better. The quality of life here in Zimbabwe is much better if you have access to money. You can live a much better quality of life here in Zimbabwe than many of these cities out there in the West. Now, before you start saying, Mufara, that's impossible, I don't believe you. You don't have to believe me. You just have to go out there on your own and find out for yourself. I'm speaking from 25 years of experience here, so I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it all. I'm in no position to be arguing with people about which place is better, which place is not better. But I'll tell you right now, based on my 25 years of experience out there, Africa specifically, of course it depends on what countries you go to. So when you go to cities like Nairobi, Kenya right now has the best quality of life of any US city. So when I hear young people here in Zimbabwe talking about they want to go to the US, they want to go to UK, I'm like, you're looking at the wrong place. Go to Nairobi, explore opportunities out there, and then start a business. Because business is the only way that will give you the financial independence that you're craving for. Not a job in the UK. First of all, people are getting laid off in America right now. People are losing jobs en masse. There are no jobs out there that you're going to. Even if you go to college over there, you graduate, there's nothing out there for you. Again, you don't have to believe me. Go find out for yourself and waste all the time. What I'm saying is that there's a better way. The better way is here in Africa, where you're exploring different opportunities in different countries here in Africa. And it's much easier than ever to travel right now. I was just down the street over here and I discovered that you can take a bus from Harare to Zambia, Lusaka, for $20. And then from Lusaka, of course, you can take another bus to, let's say, Dar es Salaam and get some products over there and bring them down and open up your little boutique over here, a little shop. It's actually very affordable to move around in Africa than you going all the way to the UK. The amount of money that it requires for you to go to the UK and even settle in a place like the UK is astronomical. When you can invest that same amount of money here and start a small business and a hustle. The problem is, we think the grass is greener on the other side. I'm here to tell you, the grass is green where you water it, guys. Don't wish this place was easier. Wish you were better. There's mass opportunities here. Where you make the money is where you solve problems. As soon as you switch that mindset on, then you're good. That's how you get wealthy. Solving problems and helping other people. Being of service to others. That's how you get wealthy, guys. Not by chasing a job. Been there, done that. You don't think I've had jobs? Of course I had jobs. Plenty of jobs. It's time for us to become the solution that we complain about. Instead of saying, oh, so-and-so should do this, someone else should do this. Do you know how many times I hear people talking about the government should do this or the city council should do this? Leave those guys alone. Leave them alone. It's about what we can do for ourselves. Every time I see a problem, I'm thinking, how can I solve it myself? Rather than rely on somebody else who has less experience than I have. I have more experience than a lot of these guys anyway. So why not do it myself? That's the kind of mindset that we should have as a people, guys. Instead of complaining all the time. Anybody that comes to me complaining about anything in this country, I stop listening. I don't listen to complainers. The only people I listen to are people that have solutions to problems. If you have a solution to a problem, then I'm all ears. But if you complain about so-and-so and so-and-so, I don't care. I don't care about those people because those people don't even care that I exist. Why should I be focusing on them? Let's focus on you. Let's become part of the solution. I left 25 years ago. I'm back to become part of the solution rather than complaining. I hope you got some value from this video. If you're ready to become part of the solution to some of these problems that we're experiencing over here, then let's talk. We need to talk. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Schedule some time. Let's talk about it. Like I said, there's so many problems here, so many challenges. I know a lot of you guys out there in the diaspora, you have solutions to these problems. You have the expertise. You've probably been working in a specific industry for like 5 years. And all you need to do is connect with the right people. It's about networking. You might not have the funds for that idea that you have, but through networking, thanks to the power of YouTube and social media, we can connect and figure out ways to raise that money to fix those problems. Because it's really up to us, the people. Even the leaders of this country tell you that this country is going to be built by the owners of this country. That's what they tell us. So let's stop complaining about what they're doing. Let's start focusing on fixing our own problems. If you're ready for that, schedule time. Let's talk. Talk to you soon.